Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. This is the Tuesday Party, episode 58, can you believe it? Core blimey! 58. I wish I could say they're approaching the end, not because I want it to, but because, they've still got quite a bit left to do. Depends on what they decide to do. And yes, many things. But anyway, episode 58, Blunders and Bothwellians, the Tuesday Party, otherwise known as Carnal Eclipse. And here's some pretty pictures of them. There they are. Aren't they lovely? So today we have no Ragnar the Duck and we have no Redo or Opacity. They're all busy and away, but we have plenty of other people to do many mad, crazy, absolute, reckless, mad things. They are currently in World's Edge and we shall join them all now. Hello!
Hello.
That's the first time I've come back in from the intro and no one's been shouting anything that's been oddly suspicious. Well done, guys. Episode 58 and we've finally grown. Well done. So you guys are currently still on World's Edge when even the animals know There are some brilliant memes and gifs that are happening right now, and there's a picture of an angry-looking polar bear with a chainsaw, and it says, when even the animals know about Carnal Eclipse. This is because it has come to everyone's attention recently that Carnal Eclipse have left a small trail of devastation wherever they've gone. I'm going to go back on the chat and read out what Varric said, because it was hilarious and actually perfect. It was, which country did we want to ruin next? We conquered Stock, turned Layli into dust, fucked up time in the passages of time, crashed the economy in the airship city, angered the rulers of Risha, murdered the lords of the lowest pits of hell, then burned down a realm that's not supposed to exist in our own realm. What's next?
No.
Accurate! I like this one. Saving them by actually helping, or saving them by murdering them to end their misery. Give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Murder him with said fish by smacking him round the face with a wet haddock, and he will never be miserable again.
Nice.
Carnal Eclipse. I love you. You're the good guys. I think. So yeah, you guys are still on World's Edge. You have defeated the demon brothers of Brakens who came and tried to trick him into killing you all. Brakens is now still with Tiavat, and they have hobbled out alongside you guys. They are all recovering. Varric is not happy about this and has argued with Brakens continually. I love how I say he's arguing with Brakens and I just hear him do the kiss face. Apparently Varric and Brakens have made up.
now I'm fighting with Tiavat.
Over Brakens. No. I mean, sure, why not? That's a love triangle we all want to see happen. It's written in the stars, that one. Yes. So you guys have come outside on World's Edge. The creatures are slowly repairing their forest. The trees are starting to magic themselves back together again. There's still a huge wreath of burnt blackness where the fires and everything was spread by the demon boys. Y'all got any more of that NPC blood? I love these are hilarious. You've been asked. They say at some point over the next day or so, they can give you access to their magical pool, and if you all focus and concentrate, you can go wherever you would like to go on Mercer. So you guys can have a little discuss of where you would like to go, and the DM bows out to allow you all to have a conversation.
So
I vote that we go where we're most hated at the moment.
Where would they hate us most?
well, I can think of someone who won't like us very much. But I would probably recommend staying clear of them until we've got the final shard.
But the shard was gone from the place where we were supposed to find it. So...
Well, we need to find it then, don't we?
Yes, but who took it? Because I'm pretty sure that the demons that were allowed in that place lie here dead. Right, like, they gave us these capes.
Don't we still have one?
With that, my cloak will billow.
Brakens just raises an eyebrow at the word gave us these capes. Just raises an eyebrow.
Vitharius is just going to shrug slightly and go, Perhaps once we're back, we can call upon. He's just gonna glance sideways at Brickens and go, Pantaleimon, and see if the angels have heard anything or seen anything in regards to where this shard has moved to.
That could be a good idea. Well, where would you want to go, Arissa?
Arissa's kind of trying to think of where she hasn't played before.
Somehow I have the feeling that there's not many places left.
Yeah, probably.
Has she even played on World's Edge now that we're there?
Well, she had to play her harp to get to the Iris Spa.
Oh yeah, true. So that
Technically.
that counts by means of technicality.
In this version, Arissa hasn't played anywhere in Trevize.
Ooh.
True.
So she'll say, what about somewhere in Trevize? I've not been there.
That's a good idea.
I don't care either way.
Well, we technically passed through shortly on the way, but I don't recall what state Roggy it was in as we passed. Matharius is going to do some hard thinking about whether there's any other places he knows should be safe-ish to go in Trevize.
Do you want to do a history check with advantage?
Wait. Should we prepare healing potions if he's trying to think?
Steam comes out of his ears.
I'm fairly certain that's an 8. Let me just double check. And yep, -2 on history. So yep, that was an 8.
An 8. Okay. Trevize is basically a big pile of steaming shit. Wherever you go, there are roaming bands of like barbarians and scary people who will attack just about anyone and anything if they think they can either eat them or rob them. There's a lot of disturbance around the capital. There's loads of places that have been completely destroyed, and yeah. Also, you did blow up the Whispering Marshes, so anyone around there who recognises you would probably not want to see you again.
We could go see our handiwork.
Yeah, let's go hang out in the Whispering Marshes. What could possibly go wrong there?
Well, it's now the Whispering Crater.
So Matharius just starts naming places and shaking his head. He names another one, shakes his head, names there, and goes, "They'll murder us."
Are there any forests? Because, well, maybe we should go to a forest.
Let's just not go to the forest of the angry swans.
No, that was Irisha.
Well,
It's still a
Frank,
forest.
I think those things in Risha are about as friendly as spots in Trevize right now. I'd recommend that we go somewhere where we can find information back in Mercer.
That would be anywhere near the angels. Where's the biggest church?
Ooh, a port town. Because port towns have stories from all over. And if we go to... is there any port near Amley? Because, well, that's a country we haven't been to.
Arissa's eyes widen and she's like, no.
What's wrong?
We shouldn't go back to Amley.
But what if the shard's there?
I don't think it is.
Well, you're the one
Where's
with the
the nearest
goggles, so okay.
homeland? As much
But-
as it's like saying this, we may need to go there to get some information from the angels.
Are there any churches left in Trevis? Because you've mentioned that, well, the country is not really doing that well.
Trevis did not survive the war very well.
Also, as far as you're aware, Vitheritas, Trevis doesn't really have much by way of actual buildings at all. Like, never really did, but yeah, actual buildings, not so much. The occasional, like, tower that was built for, like, people with a lot of power, but other than that, it's mostly tents and, like, cabins and, like, tree houses and stuff.
The therapist is just going to generally describe that.
Ooh, tree houses. Can we sleep in a tree house? I've missed that. Please?
Not
We'll build
that
you
kind
one
of...
back at the keep.
I can make a tree. Or we can go make like a tree and beat the leaf out of people.
Don't we need to find the shard, not go sightseeing?
True, but can't we have some fun on the way while saving the world? I mean, if
Our
we
type
fail,
of
there's...
fun usually ends up in the place being destroyed.
So? I mean, if we fail, that's gonna happen either way. They'll just have to be thankful for what we save.
Saving this world, you're not exactly going to be seen as heroes at this point.
Vitheritas is going to frown slightly and goes, do we remember where we left the ship?
Well, Wyatt was gonna return to the keep if we were away for a month. Are we away for a month now?
Vitheritas is just going to shrug and go, I don't have a clue.
Does anyone have a calendar on them?
Do I have a calendar on me?
'Tis I, Calendar Man! I'm gonna go...
about everything. That's actual Varric saying that as well.
Arissa will look at him and go, sure.
Do you know the date of today?
Do I know the day of today, DM?
Well, you know how many days it's been since you arrived at World's Edge. If you add that all together, then you could probably work out what day it was. So,
Okay.
I'm going to go with, it is to the best of your knowledge, 23rd of Lazarus.
Okay.
That translates to how long since we were gone?
Yeah, that's the most important part of that question. Has it been a month since we left Wyatt and the ship?
Well, including a trip to the Underrealm, you're not sure.
God damn it.
If the trip to the Underrealm took as long as you think it was, which was a couple of days you were down there, but again, it's a different realm, so you're not sure. I better call him A, better call him B, some have called him C. If your days have stayed the same, then it's probably been like a week.
Okay.
But if going to another realm has messed up again, like when you guys went to Mechanus and back, who knows?
Varric actually might think of this. I'm gonna ask it before because Varric is a bit of a dummy. Would Varric remember that last time we had the wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff happen, Arissa knew because of the pregnancy?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you remember that. You're very close to her, and you notice that, and you remember things when they happen to her.
Yeah, and he's actually kind of wise, just not smart.
Sure.
He's gonna walk up to Arissa and he's gonna go, when we left Mechanus with the airship and everything, and when we found Dries with the time stuff in the paths of time and such, you noticed something with your pregnancy, didn't you? Did you notice any of that now?
She looks down at her baby bump. Does she notice anything?
Well, it's bigger than it was. It doesn't look like it's too much, but a lot of stuff has been happening. If you had to guess, it's maybe a little bit. but not as much as the last time you had a huge time shift.
She kind of looks at Varric and shrugs.
If you want, you, Arissa, and Hannibal could do a medicine check.
Oh, okay. Medicine.
The Theratas just sits down and thinks hard.
Oh, is he doing the Winnie the Pooh think?
I
Yes.
expect so, yeah. Okay, Arissa with her 7A medicine is not quite sure. Hannibal has slightly more. Oh, that Winnie the Pooh gift.
You were smart, quicker.
But yours is bigger. Arissa is just like, yep, there's a baby in there. Hannibal, it's a little bit faster than you would be expecting, at most by a couple of weeks. So you were at 6 to 7 months last time, so probably approaching the end of 8.
Oh my. Well, we certainly need to start finding a place for this. Oh dear.
Vitharitus sort of.
She's gonna look at. Sorry, Courtney.
That's right. Vitharitus is going to sort of stop and look up when you say that.
What's wrong?
Well, how soon do you wish to be parents? You have a month to think about it, maybe less.
Wait, what?
Arissa nods and sagely says, "Timey-wimey."
Huh.
Annabelle's just gonna look at the sky in gratitude and just, it's almost over.
The end is near. That is just Vitharitas' thought process right now.
Vitharitus is going to look between Arissa, then across to Hannibal, back to Varric, then back to Arissa and go, well, shouldn't we go back to the keep then?
That might be a good idea. I mean, Wyatt will return there as well, and we can, well, make sure that Arissa is in a safe place, and then when Wyatt's back and Arissa is all ready and the child is here, we can just then head off to adventure again.
Arissa just kind of looks up and goes, "I need to decorate the baby's room."
With the most deadpan serious expression possible.
Yeah, that's something that we should do.
Arissa's already writing a shopping list.
She just pulls out a massive roll of parchment. Shopping!
Varro could just be going, huh, I like this flower, and this flower, and this flower.
What food do babies like? They must have all food, all things.
Ooh,
So Vitharitus is going to look between them and go, are we agreed then?
Yeah, keep.
I think that's a good idea.
To the keep.
To the keep.
Hey.
Onwards and upwards.
That should be the name of the episode. To the keep.
To the keep. Baby. Okay, so where are you guys going to say that you would like to go as you come back, having had your little huddle? I just imagine you all huddled up on the beach with like Taco desperately trying to join in and Leslie just like bouncing up and down, trying to listen to what you're saying. So, but yeah, but
this entire conversation happening in an actual like football huddle.
Yeah.
Like 20. And everyone's just looking at us like, what the fuck?
They're very special. Taco! Every so often, just trying to get involved. Taco! Taco! Taco!
I think
Every
Hannibal
time
will
someone
just kick
finishes
him
a
every time he
sentence.
starts to come near.
Tackle. And he like bounces away on his little rubber duck and goes off to hide behind Ragnar's feet. Tackle. Yes, you planning this. Huddle! Okay, so you break out of your rugby scrum, and the dryad with the pink eyes is standing patiently waiting for you. And he sort of inclines his head. So where would you like to go? 42! 56! Wide! Oh, these memes are too accurate and I need to save them all. They're going to appear really late in the stream, but I don't care.
They're fun anyway.
Arissa meme. Just going to share. Save that. Chuck it in the stream. There we go. Chuck it in here. So yeah, where are you saying you'd like to go? Arissa baby meme. There we go.
I
Sorry.
like the naming process.
Sorry, I'm not helping. Arissa baby meme. There we go with Arissa baby meme. Oh, it's really small. Hang on, I'm gonna make it bigger. Big Arissa baby meme. That poor gal is now famous for having the creepiest face ever.
Yep.
I'd feel sorry for her if it wasn't so funny. So yeah, you guys would like to go back to the keep.
Yeah. So Vitheritus is going to say, we've spoken and agreed that we'd like to go back to Carnal Keep.
The Dryad just blinks his pink eyes at you. I might need a little more than that. I am not familiar with what I assume to be your own keep.
He sort of stops for a minute and then realizes that the Dryad actually might have zero idea of any place on Mercer.
Continent? Country? Town? City?
It's in the city of Stock in Borson.
That will help. Well, if you are all gathered, we can make haste.
Vitheritus thinks for a minute and goes, would it help if I drew a map?
The Dryad just laughed. A map will be unnecessary. The pool works much like a Babylonian candle. You must notify it of your destination and we'll focus upon it, and then you shall be able to go. We just need to know roughly where we are sending you before we fix the enchantments. Did you say something, Barrack?
No, my out of character me had realized something that in character Varric would never know.
Oh, what did out of character you realise?
Well, I just connected a few dots about what we could have done with teleporting to anywhere on Mercer. Such as I know that there's like a city that no one can get to because it's protected by the Forest of the Dead, that kind of stuff.
This is very true. However, your decision has been made. Although, what would your purpose be there? So,
well, he has a few people to murder in that city still. Some unpaid debts.
Well, add it to the list. Post, baby.
Yes. Yeah, that's good post-baby stuff.
Post-baby stuff. The baby is born, I go on murder rampage.
It could be baby's first hunt.
If I was drinking milkshake, it would have come out the nose. Now, baby, this is your first act. No, your first word shall be kill.
Either kill or bleed.
Coincidentally, do either of the parents remember the sex of the baby? Or has Hannibal not told you yet?
I think they had a talk where she asked if they wanted to know, and they ended up deciding that they didn't want to know. At the same time as she recommended Do you want me to decide on his traits? And they denied that as well.
Oh, that could be true. Didn't we do a baby release at the ship?
Did we?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yes.
a baby shower.
Yes.
Baby release, a baby reveal.
Baby reveal.
Not a baby.
I think
I think it was a baby shower. I don't remember.
Yes, I think we did on the 26th of March, to be specific, because that's when out of character Gina sent me the picture of the cake. And I think I also remember sex of the baby now because, well, the colors
I
in
don't
the
remember
cake.
at all. I guess my character.
I'm remembering more the more they talk about it. Arissa, can you confirm that you had a gender reveal for the baby?
I just remember being insulted that you denied my present.
Yep, there is literally there's literally a bit where Timo says, just to check, and then asks me.
Oh yeah, true.
So yeah, I think we did reveal the baby as being a boy.
Dun dun dun!
Yay!
Cool. In which case...
Oh yeah, because that's when Varric got all excited about teaching the boy to hunt, and then
And
people
thus...
were like,
And thus, this conversation happened.
yep.
Okay, so that's good. That means I can continue to use gender pronouns without worrying that I'm going to spoil it for you. Awesome. This baby could be gender fluid. I encourage this in anyone and everyone, but for the simple premise of whether the baby is a male or female at birth and then can continue to be whatever the baby wants to be, the baby is a boy. For now. It can change and is perfectly entitled to do so. Alright, covered my ass. Excellent. Marvellous. So, I'm just going to skip that. So, the driver of the pink eyes says, yes, if you're all ready, then you can come forwards. So, you can grab all your bits out of the magnificent spa and make it disappear. And all the little creatures come running out the door before it disappears. They all come running out like in a huge big swarm. And the pink dryad sort of raises an eyebrow and like, so that's where most of our smaller civilians have been. We wondered. Taco! At this point, the small and fluffy little Leslie approaches you sort of sheepishly, Arissa, and sort of tugs on the hem of your skirts.
Hello?
Arissa?
Yes?
Won't he really say Reza though? I think this kind of character, like creatures, would have nicknames for everything. Just for the annoying part of it.
Well, they did have nicknames, but he's being very polite now. Well,
okay. Still annoying, but okay.
So I'll take it back, Miss Arissa. So I was wondering if, me and Taco were wondering if we might come with you.
Oh God.
Does Vitharitas hear this?
Do a perception check.
Perception is...
I love that. And Varric, she's like, and you can sing the baby the most amazing bedtime songs in the world. It's like, yeah, Arissa will have the most insane songs. I'm going to say with a 12, you see Leslie and Taco approach Ragnar and Arissa, and they've both sort of got their paws behind their backs, and they're looking very, 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 very earnestly up at them, and your heart sinks a little bit. And you do hear the phrase, with you.
He just lets out a very long, low sigh, pulls out a list, and adds their names to the list.
smell so very much right now. So much.
Because everyone knows that Arissa is going to say yes.
I love it. She hasn't even answered yet, and they're all just like, "Oh God, more things!"
I'm gonna eat it.
So
I'm gonna eat you.
No, you're not. Yes, of course you can come with us.
we can,
Be very, very careful.
cause Mr. Ragnar said to Taco that we should probably ask for everyone's yes, especially the paladin, the Theramitatus. He said he gets exasperated.
Arissa's going to fix the Theratas with a full force mother glare.
You hear Vitharitus just reading off his dire goat, dire weasel, boar, baby bear, elk, dire wolf, horses by 5, and then he just looks at her and just strange fey creatures by 2. They're on the list.
That's us! That's us! We're strange fey creatures! Taco!
Ooh, that reminds me. I still have a creature in my bag. And he's just going to say that out loud and then not do anything with it and just stand there thoughtfully.
Vitharitus shudders.
Don't worry, I'll pull it out when you least suspect it. Context is important for that one.
Very true.
I'm writing this down now.
Uh-oh.
I've just written down all the animals that you have. Dire goat, dire weasel, boar, baby bear, elk, dire wolf, which is Ragnar's dire wolf, 5 horses, Taco, and a Leslie. Noted.
Ooh, we got tacos?
Taco! Every time he is going to have to correct you. Taco, taco!
Yeah, Varric will just consistently keep calling him taco.
Taco!
Because, well, that's food.
And also, it means the DM has to do things.
Yep, that too.
Taco, taco! You're going to ring me up at 2 a.m. Taco, no! Taco! Go to bed! Go to bed, Varric!
I reckon we're gonna serve tacos at
Taco!
the next D&D meet.
Meanwhile, Hannibal's meme, I hate you all. Alright, so you guys are paraded after you've taken down the Arissa. You are paraded through the forest. Arissa, are you still going to have the baby bear in his little harness on your tum-tum? Or are you going to...
Yes.
Okay. Noted. The baby bear sort of, like, looks around. Ah! And, like, occasionally points a little paw. Ah! Oh! 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 Mmm! And makes little cute noises as he looks around. Oh! And Taco bounces alongside all of you. Taco! On his little rubber duck. Ba-doing, 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 ba-doing. Which I have yet to find a gif of. I need to find a gif of a black guinea pig riding a rubber duck, but I can't find one, so alas, we are without. And you all make your way through the trees, and you find, not too far away, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes of walking, you find a shimmering silvery blue pool. Oh, it's a little guinea pig with some ducks in the bath. Oh!
It's not what we were looking for. It's
But
not even a guinea pig.
It's
but
it's
it
not
works.
it's not the gift we needed. It's the gift we deserve. Oh!
Not the gift we wanted, but it's the gift we deserve.
We need this. It's so cute. It's like Ragnar and Taco all in one. It's brilliant. So yeah, you guys come to it's a shimmering pool. It shimmers in a much nicer way than the Swan's nightmare-induced pool did. This one is glowing. It's all glistening. Orissa, looking at it without the goggles on, it's very akin to when you see something where one of the shards is, but it's a different type of glitter. Instead of being gold and fizzling, this is just wisps of sort of silver and blue floating on the air, and the pool ripples even though nothing touches the water. It's surrounded by big, huge willow trees. The leaves sort of whisper and rustle, and they're all different shades of lilac and pink, a bit like the Dryad's eyes. Dryad, fucking damn words. He leads you up. There are a few other creatures. They look a bit like willows themselves, only a bit like in Pocahontas, how the willow grandmother, she has that sort of face, and they turn and smile at you as you come towards them, and their leaves sort of beckon you in towards the pool. And as you look through it, you can see the bottom. It's quite shallow. At its deepest point, it would probably go up to your knees, aka a Priscity's waist. AKA over Taco's head. Taco! But there's steps that are sort of carved into what looks like sort of rock and mud that goes down into it. Get saved by Carnal Eclipse. Shit. These memes are brilliant. And the Dryad motions for you all and says, if you are ready and settled on your location, please enter the pool.
I'm gonna quickly look at the Pristi before I step in and go, but are you okay with stepping into yet another pool of water that might go over our head because teleporting?
She just sort of grits her teeth and folds her arms and just sits on top of Beraz the boar and trots on in with like a face of like, get this over with. Vitheritas has pulled out his list and a quill. Uh-oh. He's making a list, he's checking it twice. Vitheritas is ticking off each creature as he ushers them into the pool. So the dire goat hops on in, splash, splash, splash. The dire weasel, sniff, sniff, plop, bounces in. The boar with a Priscity riding it, trots in. The baby bear sitting astride in Orissa's little carrier. Oh.
Suddenly gets dunked underwater.
Hey. The deepest part, it goes up to your knees. It goes up to a Priscity's waist. It's fine. The bear might just get his toes wet. And then, have you got your elk out at the moment, Vitheritas? Is your elk...
Yep.
All right, so the elk stood next to you. I like to imagine like the Maximus horse in Tangled. Just awaiting its turn.
Maximus.
I love that horse so much. The dire wolf trots in beside Ragnar and Narvinia, who is now a tiny little flame being held aloft by Ragnar, who is avoiding the water. The dire wolf. Oh, don't forget Good Boy.
Good boy.
You've also got a hellhound, who
Just
is
spots it and then adds it to the list.
who is sniffing the edge of the water suspiciously. Yes, that meme. That's Vitheritas, just grumpily. And eventually, like, puts a paw in. But realising that it's not going to, like, damage him, slowly steps into the water. Good Boy follows behind Orissa. 5 horses. I need to watch that movie again. I fucking love that horse. Okay, that was 5 horses, and then he actually rides in astride his noble steed, which is, of course, a rubber duck, which, of course, floats upon the surface of the water. And he gives himself a little push off the bank and, like, floats next to Ragnar.
Can I just float over the water?
Yes, you can do. Varric, realising he can make animals appear from thin air, you're going to make Betheritas's head explode. Leslie does a cute little sort of guinea pig doggy paddle behind Taco. And that is officially all the animals I need to make noises for. Alright, all the animals are in the water, except for the elk, which is stood next to you, Betheritas. Everyone else, are you going to go down the muddy steps and go into the pool?
Yep.
Awesome. Alrighty, so you guys head on into the pool. Betheritas, are you taking up the rear with your elk?
Yes, he is. He's also going to glance across at Navigne and look at the water.
She is currently a tiny, like, matchstick-sized flame being held very high up by Ragnar. And Aesir just sort of strides in, looking around, going, oh, this is interesting. Brakens and Tiavat stand at the edge of the pool, eyeing you all. So! Brakens sort of calls over the water. So!
Are you coming with or not?
Is that an invitation?
Yes. Nerissa just looks a bit confused because she thought it was obvious.
Alrighty then. And Raken sort of turns around, picks up Tiavat like bridal style and just wades into the water.
Verti, add those animals to the list as well.
Nerissa smacks Varric around the head.
Oi, what was that for?
That's my cousin and his boyfriend you're talking about.
Yes, he's still demon scum.
Hey!
She fixes him with a glare.
Steps away.
Know your place, Varric. Alright, so once you're all assembled in the water, the druid with the pink eyes stands before you on the other side. It's not a very big pool, it's about 10 feet across, and as I say, you're all only about like sort of knee deep in it. And he sits at the water's edge with crossed legs, sort of takes up a sort of yoga stance, closes his eyes, touches the water with the tips of his fingers and starts murmuring it's a strange language. It's a combination of Elvish, Celestial, and some strange thing. Why is that? Is that... Oh, Varric as Arissa glares at him, I see. And as his fingers touch the tips of the water and he murmurs all of this, pool party!
Verti, are you
Yep.
wearing your very heavy plate armor?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
This is gonna be bad.
You see...
No, nothing yet.
Yet. You see a shoot of pink glowing magic shoot out from his fingertips and it casts through the water like a wave. And it shoots all around you and it sparks, and when it interconnects around the back it makes a huge bead of circle light all the way around you guys, and then pulses start to come out from it. A little like, you know in the book when it was described when Harry was fighting Voldemort and they were the wands connected and they had that sort of pulse of bead between them and they were both forcing it backwards and forwards between the two wands? It's a bit like that, like you've got a bead of light and it just sort of keeps going round and round and round the circle. And the... Spin me right round. The Dryad opens his eyes and they're brighter and they're sparking along with the spell that's in the water. He smiles at you all pleasantly and he says, I wish you all a safe and pleasant journey. May we meet again in safer times. Now, everyone must concentrate on where you wish to go, or you may end up, well, swept to various corners of Mercer. On the count of 3 then. And on the count of 3, I would like everyone to roll me a constitution check. Just a check, not a save. 1, 2, 3. And as he says 3, he closes his eyes again. The water pulses. It all glows pink.
Victory.
Victory, says Hannibal with a 19.
Wait, she thinks of victory? Well, where is she teleported?
I'm gonna get over 20s. Go fuck yourself.
All right. The water around you pulses and shimmers bright pink, and the huge bead of light goes around you. I'm just going to roll for Easter and the 2 demon boys. 18, 19, 15. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, you all did fairly well on that one. Well done. So, you guys, the world around you goes bright, shocking pink, and then it sparks gold, and then white. And for a couple of seconds, all you can see is whiteness and each other. You when you stepped into the pool, you didn't feel wet. You didn't feel cold. It was as if you were just walking through an oddly thick piece of air. So you are not wet, you are not cold, you stand, you can see each other now fully. No one is submerged in any of the water. Varric gives Arissa a little wave in the whiteness. You can hear a rushing sound coming towards you. It sounds like the rush of wings almost. And then windswept, it sort of swishes all the way around you. And you all focus and concentrate on that keep, your own bedrooms, the warmth of the fire, the people, the tapestries, wondering potentially how much more it has been done to it since you were last there. And you find yourself slowly, the whiteness fades to grey, fades to brown, fades to more neutral colours, and then you find yourselves blinking in the afternoon sun. You're back in stock. You are at the front door of Carnal Keep.
So it's still there.
It is still there.
Phew. Well, home sweet home.
Vitharitus pulls out his list and double checks everyone.
Yep. All the animals are accounted for.
And with that, he starts herding them in.
Alrighty.
Is that statue that we ordered of Isabella, is that done?
Yes, it is. It is completed.
Awesome. I'm going to take a look.
It currently stands in the middle of the garden. They say they can move it. It can be moved. All the staff suddenly rush. Oh, you're back! Hello! Excellent! Brilliant! Marvelous! Hello! Yes! Fabulous! Come and see. And everything is absolutely beautiful. Everything is spotlessly clean. The carpets have been repaired, the garden is trimmed, the roof has been repaired, the tower is clean, all the windows have glass in them. Some of them have little stained glass with memorials of various different ones of you. In fact, if you go round your keep at various different points, there is a stained glass window dedicated to each and every one of you.
Ooh.
Wait, there's one of me?
Yep. There is one of you, Hannibal.
Okay. Sorry, she's just gonna have a nostalgic moment.
Vitharitas, you are both entertained and infuriated to note that your stained glass window is one of the larger ones. It's right at the back of the dining hall. It's large because they had to incorporate you and a lot of animals around the outside. You're there, you're in your magnificence, you've got your shield and your sword and everything. You look a blazing glory and are surrounded by animals.
Vitharitus mutters something under his breath, going, I don't think that's what the clerics meant by being a shepherd.
It is now.
Literal. What does each glass look like? Like, how do they portray each person?
Ah! I'm so glad you asked. This definitely wasn't an afterthought. The Theritas is in the dining room. Varric, you have to look for a little while to find yours, but it is in the kitchen.
Yes.
Best place.
You are overlooking the food preparation bit right next to the huge cupboard where they keep all the foods. And you are emblazoned in sort of like greens and yellows, and you are surrounded by cherry bushes, and underneath there are like carrots growing at your feet and potatoes up the side and things. And you are looking a blazing adventurer, but you also notice that along with the arrows in your quiver, there is one very long, very impressive baguette.
Yes. Varric will actually be really, really, really. Like, he'll probably be staring at it for a bit, then sigh, look at his quiver, and go, "Why don't you have a baguette?" And then probably steal a bread from the kitchen.
You are in fact offered many baguettes and breadsticks as well. They seem to have a Varric supply immediately ready upon hand as soon as they knew you were there. And they've all stepped to go and make you things.
I'd like to take the tastiest looking baguette and just walk back to the party going, anyone want some bread?
You do get about 5 different members of your kitchen staff who come chasing after you, offering you big spoonfuls of like, you've got sort of essentially like tuna mayo and salad and like vegetables and things like, would you like a filling in your baguette, Varric?
Ooh, good idea. I'll take one of each.
They slice down the baguette for you, and it's like a massive, like huge, like 3-foot long baguette, and you've got a third of it's like tuna mayo, then you've got like salad and potatoes in the middle, and then at the end you've got like stuffing and beef and sausages. You've got like 3 different parts to it, and they've got a big vat of jam as well. They're like, the jam won't fit, but if you want another one, come back to the kitchen. Varric's back, shit, Varric's back. Right, everyone. And they all run back to the kitchen.
Yes, it's my legacy.
I can just imagine you going into a restaurant. Oh God, Varric's here. We want the kitchen!
The head chef just calling in everybody in the village to help cook.
We are literally remembering of Homer Simpson. There's literally an episode where it's all you can eat, and he's dragged out because he's eating the silverware at some point. Stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's very Varric.
Okay.
I'm curious to know where Vertis is.
The Theratas is in the dining room. It's huge and it's surrounded by animals. The kitchen staff in front pretends. Yes, perfect.
Please tell me Arisa is a princess.
You find Apricites. Apricites is in the highest tower. It overlooks the entire keep, and it's got like birds all the way around it. One of them is made to look like Warman, but it like fades up into the sky. So if you look at it from inside, it almost looks as if it's just Apricity stood there surrounded by birds. No, Reduce is not purple. Arissa's, you discover. Arissa's is looking out over the gardens, so through into the middle of your keep, so you can see Isabella's statue as you're looking through Arissa's window, and if you look at the statue, you'll see Arissa's as well. It's all the colours of the rainbow, so Arissa is like surrounded by a giant rainbow of colour, every single one, except black and brown and grey, and you've got Arissa stood proudly, and her hair is flowing, and she's surrounded by musical notes.
Nice.
Tiny. Where is the Apricites, by the way?
Apricites is in the highest tower with all the birds.
The highest window of the tallest tower.
Yep.
Something like that.
And where is mine, by the way? Where's mine?
Hang on a sec.
Basement. No, sorry, Anna.
That's fine. I know you don't like me.
Oh, it's just that Hannah, not you.
You know, Hannah has a lot of my own personality plus, and it's just kind of...
Yeah, but it's
100%
over exaggerated till like that
ridiculous degree, yes.
Yeah.
Also, technically, we don't have a basement.
No,
Oh yeah, true. We
We kind of
broke
need
that.
one.
you broke it.
No, we're not opening up the basement again. There were Wendigos there last
Yeah,
time we were
they
there.
sealed it up.
And also an Oni. Let's not open that gate again.
Never opening that gate again. The hell gate downstairs. Redos you find in the library. It's surrounded by sort of puffs and fizzes of magic, and there is absolutely no purple in it whatsoever. There is also no pink or no blue, just to double check and make sure it's all good. Lots of reds, a bit like her hair. Ragnar's you find is in the first floor. It's in the big hall that's used for like dancing and occasional banquets if it's not in the dining hall. And there's like in the big open space, bless you. And in the background of Ragnar's there is a little duck pond with a few ducks swimming upon it. And Hannibel's, you discover, is in the passageway to the front door. It's one of the first ones that you see, and it's sort of up high on the same wall as the front door, but on the like round a little bit. So you won't see it on this as you approach the entrance. You see it as you go around the sides. It's all mystical. Has Hannibel stood there in the form they know you in, as opposed to another one that you might have turned into. It's got sort of swirls of mist all round the back, and it's got tiny little like stars.
Annabelle's just gonna look at it and go, "Ah, this brings me back."
So yeah, hang on. Betheritas, Varric, Apricity, Orissa, Hannibel, Redo, Ragnar. I've done you all, haven't I? Good. Excellent. I just had a mental panic then. I was like, I've missed someone out. No, that's everyone. Obviously they haven't... I've done you all. Hello, says
Do
the
we have
DM.
one of these?
You can do. If you'd like to commission one, you can have one done of Reese.
Yeah, I think Apristi would appreciate it if we do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alright, you can have one commissioned of Reese. It will be done next to hers in the tallest window of the highest tower, next to the other one of Shrek.
Yes. Wait, we have a Shrek one? Nice.
Of Reese. Okay. They greet your new companions. They greet Islia, who immediately as she arrives, she just looks around and goes, "This is nothing like the world I know." And it suddenly dawns upon all of you that the only worlds Islia has seen are her dungeon prison place, wherever she was, and World's Edge. She is literally like the Little Mermaid looking at a fork. She's walking around, she's touching the walls, she's feeling the stonework, and she's saying like, "Veritas, what is this?"
Vitheritas gives her the tour.
Probably wise of all of us.
Also, knowing that Varric is back, the kitchen staff announced that in about an hour's time they will have a feast prepared for you all. So if you'd all like to feed, water, etc., then they will have you in the dining hall in an hour for some food. Orissa, you are also tapped upon the shoulder.
Okay.
So we have something to show you, Orissa. If you'd like to come with us, if you're not too busy.
No, not busy at all. Come on, good boy.
Oh! Okay. Hello. Who's this?
This is good boy. He's a hellhound. Don't worry, he's nice.
Uh-huh. And what
He
of...
immediately turns to good boy and like, "Aren't you easy?"
Okay. And what of those? And they just point from Goodboy to the two demons who Braken's is still holding Tiamat bridal style, and they're looking around with their horns, flaming eyes, and, well, Braken's has no horns because it's all broken. He looks pretty shit right now. He's got, like, blood coming down the side of his face still. He's, like, let it dry and crust over. Cool!
These are our other hellhound puppies.
Hey!
She glares Varric down. and she gestures to Teovat and goes, "This is my cousin Teovat, and the person holding him is his boyfriend. That's
Don't
right.
worry, they're trained. They're house trained.
You should too."
I'm gonna go over.
Speak
to
for
Hamlet and give
yourself.
her a high five.
Says Brickens.
They are our guests.
Vitharatus looks over his shoulder now and goes, Brickens, Teovat, would you like to join the tour?
Oh, sure, why not? I am gonna, and he
Costs
just
you 10 gold a person.
Brickens pretends to check pockets that he doesn't have. You know, I left all my gold when I helped you guys to escape the Underrealm. Funnily enough.
I believe I was the one saving your life. Very valuable wish.
Brickens just folds his arms and glares at you. And Teovat raises a finger and says, I performed the spell that got you out? No one cared. All right, sure, yep.
That's a good Teovat.
Brickens just shoots you a glare and like sticks his forked tongue out at you, and like a small jet of fire just goes towards you. It doesn't hit you, but it sort of goes.
Annabelle will fire back her own fire, and it's gonna burn them a bit. Her blue fire.
Can I just lightly tap the bear trap that is on my side? Because I believe he was the first one to catch it.
He was. Teovat just very determinedly steps in between you two and just holds up a hand like, there will be no need for bear traps. Or fire. And he like turns and pats out some of the fire on Brickens' face. All right, babe, it's all right.
Deal. I'm just gonna go check on the guards, I guess, then. And with that, Varric turns around and marches off.
You hear a snarl as you walk away. Hate that guy.
I just blow him a kiss.
Teovat catches it and pretends to eat it.
Oi, eating is my thing. And with that, I'm gonna wander off to see how the guards are doing.
Okay, they're still doing some training as well, actually. Okay, so Brickens, Teovat, and Islia go on tour with 30. Alrighty. So you guys are off on your tour. Arissa, yeah, you've got a bunch of ladies and a couple of gentlemen who are asking if you'd like to come with them. They've got something to show you.
Okay, I will follow them along with Good Boy at my heels.
They nervously accept Good Boy coming, but every so often shoot him a look and look very delighted when the demon boys go round the corner and disappear out of the way with the Veritas and Islia. You can hear a sort of intake of breath. We were working on a request and it is finished. We are still waiting on a couple more finishing touches, but we did want to ask your opinion before we finish. Here we are. And they're walking you down the corridor, which is to your bedroom, Arissa. And there is an adjoining room next to it. They don't take you in through that door, though. They take you into your own bedroom, which is beautiful, clean. The sheets are fresh. The windows are open, everything. The fire is ready. And they open a door that has been made in one of your walls. It's next to your wardrobe. There is another door, and they now open it, the new door, which looks very special. It's all gold trimmed, and it's got little like rose petals and ivy dotted up it. It's all been like engraved in. They open the door, and they take you through to a slightly smaller second room. Still very large by comparison. Still about as big as the average person's flat, but, you know, smaller than your bedroom. And they walk you through, and it's a nursery that has been decorated for you. It's in all different colours, so it doesn't seem to be gender specific. But it's got lots of wildlife seems to be the main theme in here. There are trees, and you can see like sort of deers and fey creatures that are painted on one side of the wall. It's got like a shimmering sunrise on the other side, and like lots of happy creatures and faces. And it's got like balloons going up into the sky, and the ceiling is painted a very nice light blue with some clouds dotted here and there, and it's got lots of low-hanging lights, and a big huge crib in one corner, and a big wardrobe full of space for baby clothes, and there's like fluffy rugs everywhere and a big comfy rocking chair and all sorts of things.
Ursula's eyes well up with tears, and she goes, "Oh my god, it's perfect!"
Another outtake of breath. Oh, thank God she likes it. Oh, 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 oh. One of the ladies is slowly hyperventilating at the back, like, I knew she'd like it. I just didn't know for sure. It's so overwhelming.
She gives everyone hugs. Thank you so much over and over again.
They all hug you back and say, "Oh, it's our pleasure, our absolute pleasure. Just delighted. They show you around. They show you there. You can get into it from the hallway outside, but if you want, you can get through from your bedroom as well. We considered adding a door to Varric's room, which is the one just along, but we weren't sure, so we left it for now. Good boy is frolicking around. Yes, good boy is frolicking around at your heels. The baby bear is bouncing along. Oh! And looking around, sort of thinking this nursery might be for him. Taco and Leslie come galumphing in behind you. Taco! And Taco immediately puts his rubber duck pride of place in the centre of the mantelpiece. He sort of shimmies on up, plonks it in the middle of the mantelpiece, climbs back down again, and does like a barrel roll into the cot. Taco! And he starts bouncing on the mattress. Whee! Whee!
This is the most hectic nursery reveal I've ever heard of.
Yep.
Leslie is stood there watching Taco bouncing, like the eye is going all the way up to the ceiling and all the way down again, all the way up, all the way down. A bit like a dog watching a treat go up and down, like whee, whee.
Yes, we'll have to ask Varric to see if he's okay with it, but I don't see a reason why not.
All right, we'll ask him and we'll get started. We're waiting on some more blankets and things. We didn't want to preemptively buy clothes. We thought we would leave that one up to you. If there is anything else you would like, and they sort of gesture around at the room. Any finishing touches you would request? We were sort of guessing and hoping.
Arissa looks around and goes, "Maybe a dog bed."
A dog bed, yes.
Good boy. Good boy's gonna look after him, isn't he? Aren't you? Yes, you are.
I love it. Arissa goes to hell, brings back pet.
Yup.
It's like the opposite of every Supernatural episode ever. I love it.
My favourite thing is that she fucking befriended him with a tomato.
I'm sorry, I make the call. The Hellhound will have never tried a tomato before. Why not? Like, curiosity killed the cat, but in this instance, got the pet dog. So there. Alright, so a dog bed. They sort of look at the bouncing Taco and Leslie. And the little baby bear who's strapped to your chest. Would you like maybe some very small bunk beds for these three as well?
She kind of looks down at Win-Win, and then she looks over at Leslie and Taco! Anna, you're not even there.
I can hear them.
Hannah is still listening in through you. Gina.
Probably, yes.
And Arissa kind of nods and goes, "Sure, why not?"
All right. We'll so a dog bed, extra blankets, triple bunk beds. Yeah, we can get on with that. Yep, that's fine. Alrighty. Get triple bunk beds. Alright, I'll add that to my list. Dog bed for good boy. At some point, Varric, you are approached by a member of the household staff who comes running up and finds you while you're looking at the training guards. Varric, we've been asked to double check with you if it is all right if we carve a doorway into the wall of your bedroom so that it can conjoin with the baby's nursery. There's another one that conjoins to Arissa's room, and she wondered if you would like one as well.
I didn't think about that before, but I guess I guess that would be useful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll get the carpenters back, and we'll get on that this afternoon, and make sure it's finished before you go to bed. Right. Okay.
Don't overwork yourself. I mean, here, make sure to take a break every now and then, okay?
Oh, we will. It's just, and he meets you because you're up on the training bit, which is on the the battlements bit where they're all sort of training in 2s and 3s. It's just a lot of stairs. Whew. All right, come on. And he runs back down the stairs to go and get the carpenters, and they all get started on that.
Good luck. And with that, I make the cape billow because I can.
Oh, that's cool. Right. And he runs back down again. Well, I don't know about you, darling, but I fancy going shopping, says Brackens. And Tiavat sort of joins in. Yeah, kind of grubby. Arissa? Don't suppose we could, borrow some money while we're topside, could we?
Let me go get my purse. Hannah!
I was expecting this. Annabelle pops besides Arissa and just looks at her and yes.
We need money.
She's gonna title her head to the side and go, okay, I'm sorry? I couldn't hear you.
We need money.
A little louder, maybe.
Money, Hannah. Money.
Ah, yes, money.
You're supposed to shake her. That's how it works.
It's like a piggy bank.
I am pregnant. I am not turning her upside down.
I didn't say anything about upside down. Just shake her. By the hair.
I'm scared to touch her.
As she should. Good girl. She's gonna stare at the carpenters and go, how much do you need?
Arissa kind of looks around and goes, how much do you need?
5 coppers is enough for them.
Brackens just sort of shakes his head I've been topside and bought stuff for a while. Tiavat says, well, I think you've been up topside more recently than me, my love. He sort of turns to you, Arissa. Gonna buy some pyjamas? And then Tiavat just nudges him in the yeah, you're right, we don't need pyjamas. I don't know. Enough for some nice robes, something to keep us warm. It's kind of cold up here.
100 gold.
Wave her hand, and they're gonna make so that no sound comes out of their mouths. And she's just gonna ask, I want the best possible items for the baby to be born. You see, it's very important to me that this baby is born. If it's not born correctly, if something happens that it's being born, I'm going to be very, very, very angry at you. You understand? If you would not.
The demons look at each other like, us? Like, what do we have to do with this baby? Like,
So, 100 gold each?
Brackens just shrugs and nods. Tiavat just
Arissa doesn't quite know how money works.
Arissa's solution is throw coins at it until it solves itself.
Basically.
Don't come near her very often. Your demonized energy could harm my baby. So, if I give you...
Hannah.
Yes.
He's my cousin.
Tiavat vehemently nods his head and waves his hand between the two, like cousins.
I know that he's your cousin, but the magic he has can actually harm the baby if he's near you for a too long time. You don't want that, do you?
She just kind of rolls her eyes.
While this conversation's going on, Brakens just rolls his eyes too, grabs Tiervat by the scruff of the neck and starts making out with him furiously.
Annabelle forces them apart and makes them float, and then rotates them until they're upside down.
Brakens just folds his arms and silently sticks his tongue out at you, and Tiervat is like wobbling in the air.
Annabelle's just gonna pull out a hand, and she's gonna raise it down, shake it a little, and then golden coins just start falling and falling on the floor. And she shakes some more, and some diamonds come out, and she shakes it really strongly, and a few tiaras, and then a golden cannonball for some reason starts. It makes a big bang on the wood, and she stares at it for a moment, and oh, I forgot I had that.
Doof! Like, you hear floorboards start to splinter underneath it.
And she shakes it one last time, and a golden cannon falls out. A small one, but still. And she looks at them and, is this enough? You can speak now.
Ken's got like really wide eyes, and Tiervat is like rotating upside down like, holy Underrealm, Annabelle?
What? You think I have spent all of this time alive and I don't have a treasury of my own?
Tiervat like shakes his head like, I'm getting really dizzy. Can I be let down, please?
She snaps her fingers and they fall down.
Ah, shit! Ah, right.
Watch out, the floor is hard in that particular spot.
You're not even here, Varric! He shouts through the door. Brakens shouts through the door. Brakens helps Tiervat up, and they both like walk over and look at the gold and sort of kick it with a foot suspiciously. Brakens actually has no shoes on, so he like touches it with his toes. Awesome.
It's real gold.
They're like,
So from this world in particular, the gold is similar everywhere.
they start scooping it up, putting it in pockets. Brakens picks up a big jewel and looks at it like, whoa. Cool. Tiervat
There's
turns.
also a few golden teeth in there in case he wants one in his mouth for some reason.
Ooh. Brakens like peers at one and like slowly fits it over one of his own like really sharp teeth. And he like flashes a grin at Tiervat like, huh? Tiervat just goes, sure, why not? And then Tiervat turns to you, Arissa. I have no idea where I am. Where are the best shops around here? Just out the keep and keep walking? Will it be obvious?
Yeah, pretty much.
Brakens suddenly goes, hang on a second, as he looks out the window. I've been here before!
Ursa just kind of looks around shiftily.
Is this where I bear trapped him before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recognize this place!
Yes, that's very nice. She lifts him and throws him out the window. Have fun!
Tiervat runs after Brakens, and you see Brakens grab his hand, and you hear as they like skip out the front door, I'm going to show you the place where Varric bear trapped me in the face!
I can't believe he's proud of that.
You just hear Tiervat going, yes, I hate him too. I know, right? And they like scamper off down the road, jingle jangling full of coins. You hear the occasional ah! from people as they come towards them.
Do I have the time for one cantrip message before they get out of reach?
Sure.
I'd like to pop in Brakens' head as Tiervat says I hate him too.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I'm just gonna say, you know you love me. You'll have to.
They can reply to you. Well, he can reply to you, can't he?
He can.
What does Brakens reply? Actually, he won't. He won't reply to you. You'll just hear a and something in infernal, and then radio silence.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, can Annabelle go meet the builders of Arissa's baby room?
Sure. Yeah, you can do.
Okay, she's gonna pop in front of them and scare them shitless.
Hannibal! Goodness sake! Hannibal, we're holding tools! And they are like holding like tools. They're about to like start soaring through Varric's room to make the extra door. Yes, Hannibal, what can we do for you?
How much money do you need to make sure that everything goes perfect for Arisa's baby?
For the room or for the delivery?
For everything.
Well, I mean, there's quite a lot of gold in the treasury. That should be more than enough.
There is. I'm asking how much you need to make it sure that everything is perfectly perfect.
I mean, we could.
After all, if the baby is born and something goes wrong, well, I'll just have to kill you now, won't I? And you wouldn't like would you?
They'll just stare at you. Well, I mean, bear in mind this is a man who's talking to you right now. Well, I mean, we could we could send for some of the most powerful magical people to be present at the birth, but
I am the most powerful people in this whole damn planet.
Well, then, what more do you want?
The best. What do you call those women who bring out the babies?
The mother.
Midwives?
Yes, bring the best midwives, bring the best doctors.
All right. Well, the very best would come from the capital, but the capital is no longer there. So we'd have to have them come from Crownside. It would probably take a while to get them here. But we could have them.
Just have a letter delivered to them, and I will transport them here myself.
I mean, if we sent word to them now, they could be here by the end of the fortnight. It would cost quite a lot, though. We're talking several thousand platinum.
Hannibal just grabs his hand, and she starts putting gold in it, and diamonds and rubies coming out of her own.
I heard rumours that she could do this, but I never believed it. And one of the others is like, "Yeah, I told you, man, I told you." And they just
please me. I can bury your house in this.
If
you don't please me, well, I'm sure a golden statue would look nicely in my collection.
There's like a teenage one at the back who just sort of leans in and whispers, "Dude, she could build you a house out of gold."
Now, do I make myself clear? Do we have an agreement?
Yeah. We'll get sent for them right away.
Good. Keep me updated. As once they have agreed, and they will agree. Because if they don't, well, it won't end well for them now, will it?
Jesus, you're so subtle.
She doesn't need to be subtle, honey.
Right away! Right away!
Good.
And they take
all
the coin and they go off to send the message, terrified. The Hammer of Smite, says that he's giving a tour of all the rooms and then heading back to the library to try to find maps to show Eastleigh the world of Mercer. And describing places from memory. That's very sweet. I am a generous god. That's my meme! That's me, not you, Hannibal! Damn it. Hannibal is the DM within the game. The DM within the DM.
Yeah, I'm a cheat code. You're the one.
Hannibal, you are Shift Control C within The Sims. You are Motherload.
I do miss that Motherload system.
Okay.
Okay, now Hannibal's playing her point across, so you guys can have the rest of the shot. Do as you please.
Alrighty. Yeah, so Vitheritas is currently in the library with Eastleigh. I'll cut to you in a second. But yeah, is there anything anyone else would like to do, say, etc., etc.? Your two demon boys have gone off shopping.
I'd like to check up on the training of the guards and the rangers that were prepared for hunting and also, long-range guarding.
Cool. They have employed a few more. You left them with a decent stash of money, and they have all got a lot better. there's a lot of them practicing on their targets. They're not quite as good as you are, but there's a lot of them like they're firing off. They can actually do like a proper volley now. They're actually training. So there's like a row of 6 of them, and then there's another 4 behind them, and they're all shooting at targets. And they're practicing where one of them will fire off, and they'll all go and they'll fire, and they count from 1 to 10, and it goes 1 and someone fires 2, the next one fires 3, the next one fires 4, the next one fires 5 and 6, they all fire. On 7 they all duck down, and then 8, 9, 10, the last 4 they let off theirs as well. On 10 the last 2 fire at the same time, then they duck down, the first 6 they take their places, fire off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, duck, 3, 4, 5, 6, duck, and then they keep going round and round and round and round.
Nice.
So yeah, your archer's looking pretty good. A few of them come back in, and they're carrying between them, they're carrying various different animals that they've hunted from the woods. They come in, Varric! Varric's back! This is Varric! And they like introduce you to the new people. You've got some sort of teenagers who look like they've come from the town. You've got some older people who look like they're more wearied and experienced, and they're all carrying bows. They've all come back. They've got like mud on their boots and grass stains on their knees. Like, we've just been hunting. We've just been talking about you. This is Varric.
I make my cloak billow.
Oh! We told you he was cool!
Oh god.
And then I'm going to go, well, I see you guys did, well, basically amazing at the hunt, and the volleys look really good as well. So...
Oh, we're trying. They all look quite embarrassed and shuffle their feet, but they are quite proud, like, yeah.
No need to be embarrassed. I'm proud of you guys.
Oh, thanks.
You've been doing very well.
We have actually. Oh, guys, do you wanna show him? Do you wanna show him? And they say, oh, we have been practicing something really special for you, sir. We call it the Varric.
Ooh.
All right. So if you wanna, and then they position you like, right, do you want to stand there? And they're all up on the battlements, and so they go off in like a V formation. So they're on 2 sides of the castle on different battlements. And there's another one who stands, and he's holding something behind his back on the opposite side, and he's carrying a whistle, and he shouts, on your marks, we're going to do the Varric. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. And he blows the whistle, and he throws this red object up into the air, and they all fire into it at the same time. And it all falls with all these arrows in it. This tiny little red ball falls down to the ground, and as you look, you notice it's an apple, and they've all fired into it, and it lands on a patch of gravel that's been made in the courtyard down below, and it's got like it's got an X on it made of gravel. It's like part of the gravel path, and it's a big X, and they all watch with bated breath as the apple surrounded by arrows just lands dead in the center of this X, and they all yes! They all like punch the air and shout yes.
I'd like to give them applause.
They're like, well, we usually do it with baguettes, but we heard the kitchen's running out, so.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. The apple's harder. We that's the first time we've all managed to get it in. Yes. Like they're practically dabbing. That's how excited they are. Like fucking yes.
That was really really cool, guys.
Thanks. We just wanted something to honor you and food.
It's always good when good food gets honored. And I mean, yeah, you could honor me, I guess.
Oh, obviously, you put us all together. You gave us all kind of purpose. We were just sort of. Some of us were just sort of bumming about, not doing very much. Some of us were just waiting for death. They sort of gesture towards some of the older guys who've got like grey in their hair. Like, yeah, all right, I'm 47. I'm not decrepit.
Varric will just laugh at that.
And they all sort of come back together like, yeah, so yeah, well, yeah. we'll keep training then.
Yeah, I think that's good, but do keep in mind to enjoy yourself as well while you're out hunting and such.
Oh, we do. Right, right, hunters, let's go hit the bathroom. Yeah, sorry, and they are like covered in mud and coated. They're just a bit like, yeah, we're gonna go hit the shower, right? And they all parade off, taking their hunts down to the kitchen, and then they all go off to have showers and things.
Nice.
I
I like them.
So, is there anything anyone else, including you, Varric, is there anything anyone else would like to do?
I guess I'd like to fangirl to the other guys about how they even practiced a move called the Varric and how good our guards have become and all that kind of stuff.
Who would you like to fangirl to first? Orissa, what would you like to be up to? Vitheritas, you can finish up in the library, show Aesthea all the stuff. She asks you a load of questions about the world, is absolutely fascinated. Varric at some point runs in, tells you that the soldiers have invented a move called the Varric.
The therapist seems extremely confused about how there could be a move called the Varric and what it would entail. Short of eating.
Oi! they shot an apple with like 20 arrows.
Well, that's a useful skill.
Yeah. It's useful for hunting wild apples.
I mean, yes.
The therapist frowns for a little bit and goes, I don't believe apples really move around all that much.
I know, I was just testing you.
You do remember that I've grown up in the wild myself.
Huh, good point, I guess. Still, you passed the test.
Thanks, I guess.
And with that, Varric's going to go, well, I'm going to let you two enjoy doing your thing, I guess.
The therapist is going to glance at Aesthea and then realize that she also probably doesn't have lots of changes of clothes, etc. And asks her, would you perhaps like to go to the markets as well?
What is a market?
It's a place where you can buy clothing and food and a whole bunch of other things from around the world.
Oh, sure, of course, that could be fun. Are you to accompany me?
I'll take you down there.
Oh, and she looks visibly relieved, like, oh, all right then. Like, not sending me into some strange place by myself. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be lovely. She smiles at you.
He'll swing past the treasury and withdraw some gold. And then
Verti gets his gold the official way.
And then he's going to go past Orissa and ask if she wants anything from the market.
Can I have 3 Morocco jug bugs? I think I need to sleep.
The therapist starts creating a list.
Orissa, did you want to come with us?
Sure, why not? Shopping. Oh, I can get some more clothes for the baby. Oh, we need to name him. We don't have a name yet. Oh my gosh, we don't have a name yet. Oh my god, we don't have a name.
It's alright, you've got a month.
The therapist looks at the money he got, contemplates whether he should go back for more.
Easter just sort of pats your arm and says, "I'll be all right. I don't need much."
He looks across at Arissa and goes, hopefully they do a tab.
For us, right?
Varric, are you going to come shopping too?
Yes.
Alright. The whole merry band is here. Ragnar and Lavigne are indisposed in Ragnar's bedroom. Redu shuts herself away in the library, and a prostitute will head on off to the tower to give Warman a good stretch of Warman's legs, wings. Stretch of the wings. Varric has a very specific shopping list. Uh-oh. Alrighty, so Isthea takes your arm, Vitheritas. Are you going in all your clank, clank, clank armour?
He'll actually leave all that behind. But he'll still keep his robe on him.
In which case, that'll be the first time you see her see you without your clank, clank, clank armour. She does give you a sort of appreciative look up and down. Oh, you look different when you're not wearing all of that.
Heavy armor tends to do that.
It's not a bad thing. You look lovely.
Thank you. He's going to concentrate for a minute and then summit his mount out from where this one.
Oh! That's very impressive, you know.
It's a very useful gift that Helm has given me.
Are you going to ride it into town?
No, he's just preemptively summoning it because he's pretty certain he can't carry everything back himself.
As you start to head off out the door, Vitheritas, you get tapped on the shoulder by a member of the household who says, would you care for a cart? And he does sort of gesture to a little sort of like trundle cart that can attach to the back of a person or horse.
Vitheritas just looks at all the others and goes, it would probably be a good idea.
The guy just sort of nods. Ah, yeah. And he just very quietly attaches it to the back of the elk. Like, there you go. He's like, we got you, fam. We got you.
He smiles and goes, is there anything the keep needs?
No, we have sent for more food supplies. The cutlery and crockery is on its way. Maybe a few more feather dusters?
I'll see if I can sort that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And he sort of bows to you all and they just like hop on back inside the keep. Alrighty. So, as to his list, feather dusters. So, Aestia links her arm in yours for Theritas and trot on into town. The elk comes behind you. As you guys head into town, there are whispers. There are whispers as you head on into town, and you can see some people who have a look of fright about them.
So Vitheritas is going to point out the guard barracks on the way down. Point in the direction of the small temple.
Aestia nods and takes it all in, looking at all these buildings. So people live in these?
Yeah, people live throughout this entire city.
How many?
Vitheritas shrugs at that and says, that I don't actually entirely know. Although I'm sure we could ask someone at the castle.
Wow. There's just so many people. What's that? And she points at like a string of like bunting going across the street. Like, what's that for?
Vitheritas is going to sort of look at it, raise an eyebrow slightly, and just say, I've seen it in a couple of towns before. I believe it's some form of decoration. Perhaps Arissa knows. He's going to look across at her and go, with this look of, help me.
Arissa, what's that? And Islia points up at this like huge string of like rainbow bunting that's all across the street.
Oh, that's bunting. That's for decoration. Usually for parties. Are they having a party?
Oh.
Is it a coming home party for us? There better be pie.
As you look around, you do notice that people are putting up the bunting, and as you come through, people are waving and occasionally cheering. And so, yes, it is a party because you guys are coming back. Varric walks through town, billowing cloak every few seconds. Yes. They all look very impressed, especially the little children who run up and, oh, it's Varric, it's all of them, it's Varric, it's Varric. Oh, look at the cloak, it's so cool.
I very obviously bask in the glory that is I.
Alrighty, so you guys head through town, occasionally stopping as Islia points something out, like, oh, what's this? What's that for? What is this? It's a fork, etc., etc., etc. Cue the moment where she just tried to comb her hair with a fork. What would you all like to buy? I know we are going clothes shopping for Islia, Bebe, and Arissa. Bunting everywhere. It's very British bunting as well. I feel like it's a very English thing. Like,
What is bunting?
Yeah, I have no idea either.
you don't know what bunting is? It's like
Oh,
it's a string and it's got like little flags on it or like tassels and you hang it like across the street.
oh, we have that, but
Oh,
not
that's
for across the street. We have it.
Yeah, that.
We use it mostly for birthdays and such, but
Yeah.
only inside the house.
Yeah, I think
You can have it inside as well, but yeah, like they have a lot of it. They have it like outside too for like
Oh.
festivals and stuff. Yeah.
So that's called bunting in
Yes,
English.
it's
I
called.
had no idea that even had a name. That's cool.
I learned a thing.
We know we're teaching things.
We basically, in Dutch, we call it vlaggetjes, which is tiny flags.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
I mean, yeah.
Portuguese is pequenas bandeirinhas.
I'm gonna
Wait, what?
go
That
with
sounds cool.
bunting because that sounds really cool, and I can't say that, but that's awesome. I love it. It's like, what are they called? Tiny flags.
Yep.
That makes me happy. Alright, so at some point, Islia runs up to a shop. She sort of like drags you by the arm a little bit, Vitheritas, because she can't quite get her arm out in time. Wow! And she's like pressing her nose up against the side and she's peering in and she's looking in at the shop like, Vitheritas, can I have some of these? And she looks at you and you look in and it's a shoe shop.
Oh, for a second there, I was gonna go. Is it the pie store?
Bitharsis goes, well, certainly.
Wow! She's only got like very simple sort of like gold slip shoes on at the moment, and she sort of, and they're quite grubby, and she sort of like opens the door and the bell tinkles. Wow! And she like turns on the spot looking at all of these marvelous shoes like, wow! Arissa, help me!
Wait, who's asking for help?
Islia is asking for help. She's in a shoe shop and she doesn't know what shoes to buy.
All of them.
She looks at Vitheritas. I don't think all of them can be afforded. I don't need all of these. Do I?
Okay, so what kind of shoes are you looking for? Shoes for casual wear, shoes for walking wear, shoes for formal wear, shoes for super formal wear, shoes for casual formal wear, shoes for decoration but not really for actually walking in.
Bitharsis is just staring at Arissa now.
I think casual and nice. Maybe one for casual and one for nice.
Okay, so for casual, what kind of style would you say you have? Would you say you're more feminine or more masculine or somewhere in between? Or kind of a mix of both?
She sort of looks down at the clothes that she's wearing, and if I can find her picture, which I can't at the moment, because I didn't save it in that folder, I saved it in the other one. God damn it! She sort of looks down. I'm going to say feminine. Nothing too... And she looks at your shoes that are sort of a little high, and she says, well, your shoes are lovely, but I don't know if I could walk in them.
Oh, it does take practice, so we won't start you on anything like this just yet. So flat, comfortable, casual, more feminine shoes. Okay, what kind of colour were you thinking?
And she sort of stares around at the shop. Those are nice. And she points at some that are sort of very pale blue.
Okay. Let's see if they have it in your size.
Size. Yes. And you hurry off and go find the shopkeep, who helps you, measures her feet, and she finds some very nice, very simple, slightly beaded little blue satin shoes, and she runs out and shows you with her test. Look, I have shoes. And she like points her toe and like points it to you.
He smiles and goes, very nice.
She like raises an eyebrow at you. This isn't really your thing, is it, Veritas?
He shrugs and goes, as long as they're functional, I tend to be happy enough with what I have.
She laughs and just runs back. All right, so nice ones for more than casual. And she looks around and finds some like sparkling silver ones with a little heel, and she's like, do you think I could learn to walk in these?
Arissa compares the heel to her heels, and she's like, yeah, you should be able to. Why don't you ask the shopkeep? Maybe she'll let you try them on.
Can I? And the shopkeeper just nods and waves her towards them, and she puts them on, and she sort of stands there. Whoa, okay. And she's literally like got a 2-inch heel going on. She's like, this is very strange. And she like wobbles and walks a bit like Bambi, and she walks over to you, Veritas. What do you think? Whoa.
He's gonna put an arm out to catch her.
She catches it. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
He's
So-
gonna look at Arissa's and go, well, they look nice.
The trick with these shoes is learning how to walk in them. I mean, you've never worn heels before, even heels as small as those. So the trick is heel toe. So when you walk, make sure the heel goes down first.
Heel toe. She sort of grips onto you, Veritas. Heel toe. Oh, I see. Oh, this is all right. And she starts walking a bit faster. Oh, Arissa, this is brilliant.
There we go, you've got it.
And she like turns on the spot. All right, I'll get these ones. If that's all right, do we have enough money?
The therapist is just going to go up to the shopkeep and pull out some of the gold that he's picked up to pay.
You have plenty. A very small handful of gold will cover these shoes.
So he'll hand that over.
I think I might walk home in the blue ones, though. Safer. And she, like, swaps them over, wraps up the sparkly ones. Arissa has been in this whole adventure in heels and while pregnant. She's, like, the badass. Like, no one appreciates quite how badass Arissa is. Like, until you take all of this into account.
She's got a tight ass because of,
Fair enough.
I mean, heels make your ass look.
This is true. She's looking stellar right now. Stellar bod. There are some baby shoes in the shop if you would like some baby shoes too, Arissa. They're like little slip-on ones. They've got slip-on cowboy booties. They've got slip-on normal booties. They've got slip-on slippers that are in the shape of every animal you could imagine. They've got like little unicorn slippers, rubber ducky slippers, elephant slippers, wolf slippers.
Do they have any that look like Good Boy?
They have dog ones. They don't have like
They
hell
don't have
dog.
human
They don't have hell dog ones, but they've got like sort of like a black sort of shaggy wolf one. That's probably the closest you could get.
I'm gonna buy one of those.
Okay. Arissa gets baby wolf shoes. Need to put a comma there. Arissa gets baby wolf some shoes. No. Arissa gets the baby wolf shoes. Arissa didn't get the baby wolf some shoes. Okay. Yes, Arissa is always in heels. Cool. So, done in the shoe shop. You guys head on out. And you're making your way down the street. You hear a cacophony of noise and some cackling laughter coming out of a nearby shop, which is like one of those sort of like robes and fancy outfits made shops. You can hear laughter. You can hear infernal voices. Well, underarm, so combination of infernal voices. And you can hear loud discussions going on.
Vitheratus is going to stick his head in to have a look.
You can see Brakens and Tiavat dancing around in the middle of the shop, surrounded by 3 shopkeepers, one of whom looks terrified, 2 of whom are slowly starting to smile. They are covered in pins. They've got like robes and a tunic that is being made for them, and they're like still pinned onto them and they're dancing around.
He's just going to chuckle at that.
And close the door behind.
He'll have a quick look around to see if there's anything useful in there before he shuts the door.
Oh my god, the pie song.
Don't click on it. For a pie! Don't click on it. Don't click on the link that Barak is sharing. Don't do it. You guys make your way to another clothes shop. And Isia asks your opinion on many different outfits for Theratas, and it seems she will only buy an outfit once it has both your and Arissa's seal of approval. She does stick to sort of silver and blue, like the outfit you found her in, but nicer, more casual.
Vitheratus will just give very honest opinions.
Yes. No. Sexy. What? Yes.
I can just imagine Ridu being there and just like backslapping him with the mage hand. Every time he says something like sexy.
Reader's in the library reading. But yes, she can zoom out and like and then come back in again. But eventually, yes, you get many things. Baby clothes for Arissa, who is BRBing, but when she gets back, she can talk about buying baby clothes. Varric and Vitheratas, did you have anything else on your list? Varric, I know you have a list.
Yes. Well, I'm basically ordering those things on the list, so that would mean I'd need to find a carpenter for the first one, I guess.
Okay.
Is that carpenter, I guess?
Yeah.
Either that or someone...
You managed to find the one carpenter left in the city who is not being used to currently renovate the baby's bedroom.
Nice. I have a question.
Alrighty.
So, seeing as Arissa is pregnant and I want to do my share as well, I'd like to order a baby bed. I'd like to order a bed for the baby. It should be about this big, and he holds his hands about like 25 centimeters apart from each other.
You'd like the bed that big, or that's how big the baby?
I don't really know how human babies work, but I guess...
Well, is it going to be a crib for the baby, or a crib for the baby to play with?
I'd like it to be a crib for the baby to sleep in.
Alrighty. So, All right, we should be able to do this for you, no problem at all. Would you like it any colour, style? They point at all the different woods they've got in the shop. You can have it flecked with gold. We can paint it silver. We can paint it any colour under the rainbow, or all the colours of the rainbow, whatever you'd like.
I'd like it to be quite elegant. So if you have a darker wood, ooh, do you have ebony wood? Because that's from home.
We've got very similar, and he points to a very dark sort of oak one. That's the darkest we've got. We could add a stain to it. We could make it darker for you, and it would appear very similar. We haven't managed to import any of that over from Risha, though.
In that case, I'd like that, but with gold and silver accents to make it look elegant. Because, well, I believe Arissa wants elegance. I think that's the word she used.
All right, certainly we can have this done for you. If you'd like us to take extra care and detail, we'll need a couple of days, but we can make it as quickly as possible for you. When is there a due date for the baby?
Well, time's been a bit weird for us, but I believe it's something like less than a month.
Oh, all right, yeah. Well, we will get right on this for you. About dark wood, gold, silver accents. We absolutely can do that for you. Not a problem. You won't have to pay until collection. That is fine. We can do it for you for less than our usual fare. So we could probably do it for you for about 20 gold.
Here's 35. Make it perfect.
He just sort of like scrapes the gold towards you. Of course, absolutely, yes, of course. And they start drawing up designs for themselves. They flick the sign in the window to closed, and they like get on with it for you, and they often do that.
Awesome. So while that's constructed, I think the last one I'd like to keep a secret. So then I'd like to order pie.
All right. The other one, you managed to find a magic-y person who does all that for you. They will charge you about 100 gold for that.
Awesome.
All right.
Could I ask for a copy of the chart that describes which color is which?
Yes.
Nice. So that I have 2 of those in the end product. And then I'm deleting one from this. Does that cost me extra?
Oh no! They'll write it out for you. That's fine. And yes, pie. I'm not going to ask you how many pie. I'm just going to ask how much gold do you want to throw at this.
Varric's literally going to stand there. Here's 22 gold. Get me pie.
Varric, he's back! He's back! And you hear it echoing all the way through the kitchens. Varric's back! Varric's back! Varric's back! Fire up the second oven! Fire up the 5th oven! All right. We will have these brought to Carnal Keep for you, sir.
Perfect.
Alright.
Just make it a variety of flavors so that I can have something different with every bite.
Some sweet, some savoury, both.
Sweet, savoury, maybe some experimental stuff that you think
sounds
cool.
We do have a new one we've been working on, and he sort of leans in over the counter. You might appreciate. So, we've got the ripest cranberries, and we are combining them together. Right, bear with me now. So you've got cranberry, a little bit of peach, some slozzleberry, and wait for it, bacon. No, I know, it sounds strange, but the secret, you add a little bit of syrup. Oh, delicious.
That sounds like something I definitely need to try.
Right, we'll get right on it for you. They'll be up within the hour. Right, fire up the ovens, and again for the second time today, Varric, the shop puts a closed sign on the door as you leave, so they can get on with it.
Squirrel, I've shut down half this city now. And with that, I'd like to just happily skip out of the bakery and just like look around where the party is, seeing if they notice me happily skipping out of the bakery that's now closed.
Varric skips back towards you all, looking just as happy as Eastlear is with her pile of clothes.
Except I'm not carrying anything.
Yeah.
Skip to my loo.
That's a brilliant. Arissa, did you have anything else you wanted to buy? You've got baby clothes on the list. They have a huge variety. You can get costumes, you can get novelty clothes, you can get winter wear, you can get formal wear, you can get everyday. Is there anything in particular you would like?
I think Arissa already has some kind of normal clothing, so she's probably going to get a few other bits. But probably not too many because babies grow quick.
Yes, you can get a dragon onesie.
I'd like to get a small dragon onesie that preferably is a little bit stretchy so that it can be a little bit longer, but...
Okay. You get a dragon onesie that will fit 1 to 6 months.
Nice. Score.
Alrighty. The Theritas goes to find someone to order feather dusters from, and goes to find shields for Varric and Ragnar that don't fly away from you, I assume. And a sculptor to carve a replica of the statue of Isabella. And dragon onesie kids. Yes. And
Score.
Oh, I wonder if I can find a toothless onesie.
I bet you can.
I know there's for adults, but for kids?
Alrighty, so as you're making your way back through town, your orders made, your purchases purchased. The 2 demon boys come falling out of a jewellery shop, clutching each other and laughing, holding bags and bags of shopping. You can see jewels attached with hair sides all the way through Brakenz's hair. Like, you can barely see the stubs of his horns anymore. He's just covered in like jewels on chains and things. Tiavat has at least 6 or 7 necklaces around his neck. They're both wearing very, very fancy bracelets. You can see ankle bracelets as well, toe rings, and yeah, many, many things, lots of jewellery and sparkly. They sort of fall out of the door and wave at you guys as you're coming down the street. Hey, guys!
The therapist is just going to watch and then wave.
Varric will glare. Just glare. They sort of, they bound up to you guys. Are you done with your shopping? Are you heading homewards as well?
The therapist will just indicate the cart where most of the stuff will probably wound up.
Oh, brilliant! Brakens takes the bags off Tiavat's arms and his own and puts them very neatly in the back of the cart too. Shakes his arms out, wraps one around Tiavat's shoulders. So, banquet time, hey? Varric's just angry. That money could have been spent on pies, but no, we had to buy the demon boys' clothes.
Well, the clothes is not that bad because otherwise he'd just be naked all the time, and that's not a good idea either. But the jewelry and such, that's where Varric is debating if the bear trap should still get some action today.
Brakens
So I start complimenting them on the jewelry.
Thank you. Tiavat shows her all these beautiful things. Also, Arissa, Tiavat pulls you towards the back of the group to show you something secret. While he's doing this, if you want to go with him.
Ooh. Yes.
While he's doing this, Brakens flashes you, Varric, a wink and sticks his tongue out, and you notice that he has pierced, he's got a piercing through his tongue, and he's now got 2 eyebrow piercings, which have, like, diamond studs in them. And while he's sticking his tongue out, he pulls his shirt up as well, and you see he's had his belly button pierced, and he's got a dangling, like, diamond motif with, like, flame feathers sticking out, and he's like,
You'll see Varric think about amputating that belly button ring just with the bear trap as the tool for amputating him.
He like sticks his tongue out and waggles it as you're walking. I look fabulous, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, bear trap boy.
Actually, and with that I cast Prestidigitation.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna literally turn the jewelry that he has on him into let's just make it slime
Alrighty.
for up to an hour.
I was gonna say, how long does it last for up to an hour? What colour would you like your slime to be?
What color matches least with his skin tone? That one.
He's sort of red, so I'm gonna say something like, well, probably stereotypical slime, like bright green.
I'm going for that then. Like the bright acid green.
Okay. Are you going for all the jewellery? So like, I don't know if it would work on his tongue because you can't see it, but everything else would, like his eyebrows, his nose, his belly button, the rings on his fingers. Hey! Oh! I despise you.
Enjoy. And I'll just give him a little wave. Oh, by the way, how many pies did I order for 22 gold?
Oh my god, you got like 200.
Oops. Awesome.
You two continue to bicker all the way up the road, back up to Carnal Keep. Brekens continues to stick his tongue out and spit great globules of slime at you, like.
He can't actually spit them out because it didn't actually change it, right?
No,
Or did
exactly.
it change it?
No, it just feels like it. So he's trying to like. It's like having a giant snot ball in the middle of your tongue that you can't get rid of. Like, it's so gross. He's like, ugh! I despise you. This is not over.
Enjoy.
He like flicks fire at you. Just a little like burst off the end of his finger because he looks back at Arissa and knows that she would probably murder him. He like flicks it at you and it like bounces off the end of your nose. Like,
I'm gonna scrunch up my nose. I'll just make the cloak billow.
Oh, I'm really scared. Scared of my brother's cloak. Look, I've got one too. And he pulls the cloak. He reaches over into the cart and pulls out a huge, like, dark purple and black cloak, and he wraps it around his shoulders. Yeah, I've got a cloak too, huh, bear trap boy?
This one is just to prove that I can beat demons that are stronger than you, better than you, faster than you, bigger than you. You sure you want to do this?
It was 4-on-1.
Technically they were with 4 as well. I mean, here's a cloak, there's a cloak, there's a cloak, there's a cloak.
He like flicks fire at you again.
And our paladin was beating up your boyfriend for most of the time because of, well, dumb shit that happened to him all the time.
Do you really want me to start turning on your paladin? What will you do if he's not there to heal you?
You know what? I'd like you to try because that means I finally kill you.
He like flashes his forked tongue at you. You're never gonna get to kill me, Varric. We both know it.
We'll find out when you sleep, right?
And you're gonna tell Arissa?
She doesn't have to know yet. It's not like you're gonna tell her afterwards.
Oh, I'll make sure she knows. Welcome back, Vitheritas. Brekens and Varric are arguing. Meanwhile, at the back of the party, Arissa has been nudged to one side by her cousin. So I've got a thing to show you. cousin.
Alright.
So I know we probably met as kids, maybe like one time, but you know, family and your closest thing. I've got to family that I'm likely to meet again for a long time, so wanted to show you something. And he like peers over to make sure Brakens is still involved in his argument with Varric, just as they like flick fire and slime at each other. Yeah, he's occupied.
She raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, so they're occupied. Here, look. I got this. And he pulls out a tiny little square box and he passes it over to you.
She takes it. She has one of those kind of like, kind of feelings. She opens it.
Inside, there's this like completely solid black ring, and it's got like a deep purple stone in the middle with 2 red ones either side.
She quickly snaps the box shut. Is this? Are you going to ask?
And he points over at Brakens like, yeah,
She takes her free hand and kind of like clamps it over her mouth to stop going from like.
Shh. He looks like to be fair, still occupied. At this point, this is the bit where they're both bickering with both their cloaks on, like, well, mine billows too! Well, I got mine from a demon! Yeah, well, I am a demon! Back and forth at the front, like, I don't think he'd hear me if I shouted out what this was right now.
No, he probably wouldn't. Oh, do that. I'm so excited for you. I'm sure he'll say yes. When are you going to do it?
I have no idea. I just saw it in the shop and I thought, I want to do this. And I bought it because he was distracted with something else. And yeah, this is as far as I've got.
That's fine. The whole... the moment will come to you. It'll be... you won't be able to plan it, but it'll be perfect.
Okay. Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll... He's not going to get bear trapped in the face before I can ask, is he?
I don't think so.
It is at that point that I am threatening him.
Varric holds up the bear trap, just Braken's just like.
Maybe I should confiscate the bear trap, just sure.
Would you? That would be great. Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, cousin. That would be great.
Anything for family.
Just floating over all of you, you hear the phrase, "You can't kill me, Varric," come drifting over all of you. And Tiamat just like goes, he has a way with words, doesn't he?
So eloquent.
I'm pretty sure that he told me one of the last things he said before his brothers ripped his horns off was something along the lines of, "What are you gonna do? Hurt me?"
Dumb bitch.
Picked well.
So yeah, and he like tucks the box back inside the folds of his very fancy new clothes. They're all in shades of sort of like red, crimson, gold. He's just sort of like striding along like, I feel really cool.
She takes Tiamat's hand and she's just like, I'll be there.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna go and interject. And he squeezes your hand and like runs back up to the front just as Veritas is doing the heaviest eye roll he has ever done. While pointing a hand to indicate the winner of whichever point they were making at the time, while Eastlear is just laughing and laughing and laughing. And another thing, Brakens then suddenly gets Tiamat's lips on his, like, okay. And Tiamat's like, are you finished? For now, sure. And he like hooks him under one arm. Sorry, Varric, can't argue anymore. Other uses for my mouth, you know? And he, like, walks off a lot faster than you with Tiamat. Like, fuck knows how they can see where they're going. It's just, like, slobber and drool as they're, like, walking, meandering back up to the keep.
I am so tempted to use Druidcraft and grow a vine in front of their feet. I'm not gonna do it.
Don't count the small miracles. So you guys get back up. The staff come out. They divide up your stuff. They take it to each of your rooms. They've made up a guest room. They quickly lean over to you, Arissa, and say, those two, and they point towards the two demons who are still making out inside the castle. Just the one guest room for them?
Yeah, just one will be fine.
Just the one. Yeah, that's fine. And they take all the stuff off to everyone's individual rooms. You have a moment, you can get dressed, change for dinner, and then you all come down to a huge banquet. It is not just one table for you all to sit at. There is there's a huge banquet table that runs the length of each wall. So essentially you've got 3 huge tables full of food, and then in the middle there's the grand dining table with chairs that you can all sit at. You can go and get your own food. You can ask the servers to come and bring you food. There is puddings, pies, cakes, breads, meats, vegetables, stews, pastas, pretty much everything you can possibly imagine. And you guys sit down to a hearty meal and to discuss what on earth you should do next. Does anyone have anything they would like to add before we finish? Hannibal is there.
Varric would like to at least say one thing.
Yep.
He'd like to bring out a toast. So he'd actually be like trying to get everyone's attention and everything.
Everyone looks up at you. The two demons stop making out and look up at you.
And he'd start talking about, like, how do I say this? Shit, I had the words for this. Damn it!
Just like a real speech.
Just like Varric.
Well, I guess I should say a few words now then. Before I let everybody continue their food, because boy am I hungry. Never mind. I was gonna say, here's to the family that we've found and the family that we've grown into. Here's to everyone. And then he's just gonna chug his entire horn of mead and just sit down and start diving into his pie.
Fitharchus will cheer and raise his own.
I think everyone pretty much gets in on the cheering.
Hey! Everyone raises a glass. Aeslia just sort of copies everyone. Yay! Like, isn't very sure, like, and then just like takes a sip of her drink. And like chinks glasses with everybody.
Is Arisa gonna try and drink? Because Hannibal is crying and she's very happy.
She has a non-alcoholic drink. She's learned.
And she also has the most ridiculous combination of foodstuffs on her plate. It is almost as strange as Varric, who, by the way, has a continuous train of people who bring him a plate of something, rush off to get something else while someone else brings him another plate, and it's just a continuous cycle of people. They go, they get things, they go, they get another thing, he eats his way through it, they get more things and more things. His plate is never more than half empty.
That's an accomplishment in itself.
They are very sweaty. They are running.
Halfway through the meal, Vitharchus is actually going to go and find the shields that he... and then go up to both Varric and Ragnar and present them shields that have the symbol of Carnal clips on them.
Ooh. This is so pretty. Thank you.
He's just going to smile and go, well, since you've taken such a liking to that trident of yours, I think...
Yeah, I think it will work out quite well. And with that, he's going to pull up the shield that he's borrowed from Verti and he's gonna go. I guess you can have your own back now then, so that the other one won't betray you anymore.
The shield of betrayal.
Bertha's just gonna smile and go, well, it can sit on my back and defend me from there.
It can look on as
If the shield could talk, it'd be like, ha!
Bertha's just sort of like senses and goes, well, if you're gonna turn me around, at least you'll make me face the enemy.
If shields could talk, it would think about it. True. Not facing the enemy. I like that. Awesome. Alrighty. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do or say before I let you continue to tuck into your crazy meal? I love it. Arissa looks up with a mouthful of spaghetti and brownies. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, that hurts. It physically hurts me. Oh, man.
She's got cravings.
Man, One Piece. Dude. Varric, would you like to tell her what you bought today, or would you like to keep it and you can tell her next time?
I think it's a good idea to keep it as sort of a minor cliffhanger.
Okay, then we will leave you on that bombshell of live literature, Varric. Everything! I will eat everything!
I like the duality of Varric in this one, because on the one side he's that cool guy with the cloak of billowing, making the guards swoon over him, basically.
Every shonen character ever.
All the teen boys are fangirling over him.
Stomach.
Yep, so half of this town is fangirling over him, the other running towards him with plates of food.
Yep. The other half is going, oh god, get the second oven going, now!
I would like to mention one more thing to the people at our table, so that into me, basically. And Varric is just gonna say, I may have not looked at the amount I was buying earlier today. Have you noticed how the bakery is being closed?
Bertha just sort of blinks and goes, I think I saw something like that on the way past.
I ordered 22 gold worth of pies, and I didn't realize that that's more like 200 pies. So, I hope you all like pie, I guess?
Arissa just kind of stares at him blankly.
Eastlear leans across the table and says, what is pie?
Oh, it's the best thing ever. Here, you can have one. Just gonna grab one of the pies that has just been handed to him, because obviously there's pie at this feast.
Oh yes.
He's just gonna give it, pass it on, and he's gonna go, do you like meat or do you like vegetables? Both.
I'm not sure.
Well, in that case, you gotta try both. Here's meat and here's vegetables.
She puts both of them on her plate. Wow. Immediately as they leave your hands, Varric, they are replaced with others. Like, immediately.
Munch.
She sort of looks down. We'll leave you on the cliffhanger of Eastlear about to try pie for the first time.
Yes.
As it is approaching midnight /1 a.m. for various different people, I will say goodnight for there. If everyone wants to shout goodbye at the Tatty Bear at the recording, I will shut it off. Tatty Bear!
Tatty Bear.
That's bad.